Howdy YouTube, Darlington Farm. Well, yeah, I got a centering plug. Fits right in the middle of my rotating table there, or dividing table. The guy I bought my mill off of is a machinist for his day job and turned that out the other day for me. It worked out really well. That will let me easily center that under the quill, which is the little drill bit holdy thingy there in the middle. Otherwise, you have to use an edge finder, which is this little guy, which is a pretty handy tool. Basically, it just slides off. I don't know if you can be able to see that. There you go, slides off. There's a spring in the middle there. It lets you find the edge of things, but it just is kind of a pain to have to try to, go over on the X, find the center, go over on the Y, and then kind of double check it. It seemed like every time I did that, I was still a few thousandths off, and it was just kind of irritating. The centering plug just has a 3/4 spindle on it, or 3/4 shank. We'll just chuck up in either an end mill, or I've got a collet holder. Crank it down in there, and that'll auto center it on there, which is pretty nice. Works out pretty well. Also, I picked up this vise off Amazon before I knew I was getting that Brown and Sharp. It looks like a clone of, I think it's called a Kloss, or I forget whatever the name brand is. Vices, 130 bucks. It seems like a pretty good one. Once I got it mounted on there, the run out, or the, seemed like the variation was very low, 1 or 2 thousandths, which for me is plenty good enough. I don't know. I suppose for real machinists, they probably are horrified by that, but for me, plenty good enough. Oh yeah, and I got it before I actually bought this, or rather, I bought this one, or ordered that one before I got this Brown and Sharp. And then I moved my phase converter into the storage closet on the other side of this wall here because it was really loud. It's a 3600 RPM motor, and it just is not super well balanced and it's really annoying. So it's nice to have it over there where I can't hear it. And also, cool thing here, I ran a line from my a phase converter line up and over to run on my Dynasty. So if you, especially somebody like me that downgraded from a 400 amp machine to a 200 amp Dynasty there, half the amperage, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, because I don't think I ever turned mine all the way up, or my Syncrowave all the way up, and actually used it on that. I turned it up a couple times just to see, wow, holy crap, 400 amps. But anyway, so 200 amp machine kind of sucks if you're trying to do thicker aluminum, say like 1/4 inch aluminum. You blend in a little helium, not an issue. But say you do need to use that full 200 amps, what you can do to kind of get the maximum out of it if you have 3-phase in your shop is just run it off 3-phase. I want to say the duty cycle on the Dynasties is like 20% at 200 amps. If you run it off 3-phase, I think it goes up to about 30-some%, so pretty big difference. And also it only pulls, I think, like 12 amps 3-phase, so I ran a plug over here. Yes, I know that's not right. I haven't had a chance to go buy a box for it yet. But I just wanted to try it out. So I have my phase converter running to this, and can run my Dynasty off of it here, and should give me a much higher duty cycle. So if you're trying to get the most out of your Dynasty there, go ahead and you can do that. You can also do that with your XMT, which I tried the other night and it did work. If anybody is nearby here, I think I am going to sell my XMT there. For whatever reason, it kills the internet in my house. We have really crappy DSL out here, and my wife teleworks, which just doesn't work if she can't get on the internet to get on her work computer. Works great as a welder, just, kills the internet for whatever reason here. Anytime I go to weld with this machine, it just knocks the internet out like that until I turn it off and then reboot our router. I don't know what the deal is, but if you're local here and you're interested, I'll make you a deal on that one. Anyway, I think that's about all I wanted to cover there. Mainly, I'm just excited to get my mill up and going, but what the heck. I got a piece of aluminum there. We'll give it a try here. Let's make some chips. Try this out here, see what we can do. Oh, yeah. I don't know how much I'm taking off here. This is more just for your entertainment purposes. I'm just cranking the Y-axis down here. Shut this guy off here. And we just squared up a piece of aluminum box there. You can flip it around to the other end and you have a nice square cut on there. So I suppose if you're trying to make some really precise you know, deals, that would be a good way. Rather than just taking it right off your saw there, you just pop it in there, square it up, and away you go. Anyway, I'm Darlington Farm. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try and start doing one video per day here for a while, try and get my subscribers up. Anyway, I'm Darlington Farm. Thank you for watching. Have a good week.